cricket series, and in fourth test match on day one at close of play, Australia in their second innings were 4 without loss, which means they lead by 46 runs. Yes, batting first, Australia were all out for 152 in the first inning, and then they bowled out England for 110, taking a lead of 42 runs. A low scoring match on day one, 20 wicket spills. Yes, that is also a record for more than a century. Yes, batting first, Australia made 152, and guess what? The highest scorer was their fast bowler Michael Nasser, who made 35, and next is Usman Khawaja, who scored 29, and third highest is Alex Carey, who was the man of the match in the third test match. For English, Josh Tongue, his first 5-wicket haul in Ashes cricket, 5 for 45. Gus Atkinson, 2 for 28, and Dan Stokes, 1 for 25. Remember, England are without their spirit fast bowler, Jofra Archer. And then, in reply, England were all out for 110, conceding a lead of 42 runs. Harry Brooks playing in a T20 style of cricket, and Jeffrey Bycott criticized on his batting, on his technique, on his temperament, on his patience, which does not suit test cricket. And he said, forget about baseball cricket, play proper cricket. So he was out after scoring 41. Gus Atkinson made 28, and Van Stokes, captain, also scored only 16. For Australia, Michael Nasser 4 for 45, Scott Boland 3 for 30, and Mitchell Starc 2 for 23, and he's also the third highest wicket taker for Australia in international cricket. Yes, batting the lowest ever in the history of Ashes, as England were all out for 100, and in the history of baseball cricket. Yes, since England was taken over by Van Stokes and McCallum, their lowest total is 110, and this is also the Boxing Day test match. Okay, the first inning, where Australia were all out for 152 in only 45.2 overs. Yes, the pitch was tricky, and it was supporting pitch for a fast bowler, and Australia struggled to bat, and they could only score 152 in 45.2 overs, and their only high scorer was Michael Nasser, who made 35. First, Travis Head was out after scoring 12, then Weatherall made 10 runs, Marnus Lewisham could only score 6 runs, Stephen Smith, another leading the time team instead of Pat Cummins, is scoring only 9 runs. Usman Khawaja, who scored 82 in the previous test match, made 29 of 52 balls, and then Alex Carey, who scored 2 back-to-back century and a half century in the previous test, made 20 runs. Cameron Green was run out for 17 by Brydon Cast, and Michael Nasser made 35 runs. Mitchell Starc, who scored a brilliant consecutive half centuries in the previous innings, made only 1 run. Jai Richardson remained unbeaten, and Scott Boland was also out without scoring. So Australia were all out for 152, and 13 were their extras as well. For England, Gus Atkinson, 14 overs, 4 made in 28 runs and 2 wickets. Brydon Cast, 12 overs, 3 made in 42 runs and 1 wicket. And Josh Tongue, 11.2 overs, 2 made, 45 runs and 5 wickets. His first 5-wicket haul in Ashes, and his economy was 3.97. While Van Stokes, captain, also bowled 8 overs, 1 was made in, and he conceded 25 runs, taking 1 wicket. Fall of wicket for Australia. They lost their first wicket at 27, and 4 runs later, the second wicket fell, and 3 runs later, third wicket. And then the fourth wicket at 51, the fifth at 89, 2 runs later, they lost their 6th wicket, and then a brief partnership of almost 52 runs, which took them to 143, and the 7th wicket fell, and then 9 runs later, the 8th wicket, back-to-back 3 wicket, 8, 9 and 10 on the same total, which is 152, and Australia were all out for 152. Yes, the Australian scorecard, as they were all out for 152 in 14.2 overs. Yes, Root can't bat in Australia. Yes, he faced 15 deliveries and stayed at the wicket for 20 minutes and was out clean bowled by Scott Boland once again. Summary of the Australian inning, as they were all out for 152, and the England bowling attack, 5 for 45 for Josh Tongue, and Michael Nasser was the highest scorer, scoring 35 of 49 balls, as Australia were all out, lost their last 3 wickets at the same total at 152. Yes, when the stumps were drawn, Australia resumed their first inning, batted for only 1 over, and they sent their number 11 Scott Boland to bat along with Travis Head, and Scott Boland faced all the deliveries. Yes, he remained unbeaten on 4, and Australia were also 4 without loss, which means adding to their first inning lead of 42, they are now 46 without loss, practically. Yes, the summary once again, Australia in the first inning 152, and England in reply were all out for 110, Australia taking a lead of 42, and in the second inning were 4 without loss at close of first day's play as Australia are 46 with. Josh Tongue versus Stephen Smith in Test cricket. Yes, he dismissed Stephen Smith thrice and only conceded 35 runs, bowled 69 balls to him, and Stephen Smith averages 11.70 only against Josh Tongue. Yes, best bowling figure for Josh Tongue in Test cricket. First, in 2023, 5 for 66 against Ireland, and then in July 2025, 5 for 125 versus India, and now 5 for 45 versus Australia, his third 5-wicket haul and first in the Ashes series. The run out of Michael Nesser. Yes, he was run out at 143, and Braden Cast dived through, and Michael Nesser was short of his crease, and he was out after scoring 35 runs. Once again, the summary of Australian innings as they were all out for 152, and Josh Tongue with his 5-wicket haul leading their team to the pavilion. So some of the tweets from the former greats, and this is from Glenn McGrath. Yes, the greatest of all time for Australia. England treats an Australia tour like a survival test. Heat, crowd, sledging, the whole country versus 11 men. For me, that is the problem. McGrath on England's tour and of Australia. Next, yes, the England CEO, Rob Key, on England fans in Australia for ration, and he said people have spent huge amounts of money and their life saving to watch us play and succeed. I'm sorry, we let you down. Yes, England have already 3-0 down, maybe 4-0 after this test match as well. Okay, one more. So, Jeffrey Bycott, the greatest batsman England have produced, has said Brook bats as if it is T20 cricket, which is not Test cricket, should be played with respect. What a waste of talent. Bycott on Harry Brook's batting in Test cricket. Josh Tongue's bowling performance, 11.2 overs, 2 maiden, 45 runs and 5 wickets, and this is his first 5-wicket haul in Ashes against Australia. 20 wickets, what a record for Test cricket on Boxing Day cricket. 20 wickets well on day 1 of Boxing Day Test in Melbourne Cricket Ground, MCG, in Ashes 2025-26. Michael Nesser performed with bat as well as with the ball. He scored 35 of 49 balls with the bat, and then 4 for 45 as Australia bowled out England for 110. Yes, Scott Boland, the number 11 batsman, went on to open the inning with Travis Head, and you can see the field placing: 4 slips, leg slip, and wicketkeeper, and a short leg as well, as Scott Boland survives the first only 1 over as Australia were 4 without loss at close of play today. Once again, the summary: Australia 4 without loss in the second inning at close of play. Australia in their first innings scored 152 and then restricted England to 110 and taking a lead of 42 runs. England trailed by 136 as Joe Root was out without the scoring. Yes, the key batsman was out without scoring, and they still trailed by 136 with Harry Brook batting on 7 and Michael Nesser 2 for 8 from his 4 overs. Once again, the summary. And the summary is Australia 152 all out, England 110 in reply, and Australia in the second inning at close of play were 4 without loss. Lead by 46 runs. Yes, Australia lead by 46 runs. This is summary. Australia 152, England 110. England were all out in 29.5 overs, and Australia in the second inning were 4 without loss. Yes, the spectators, the crowd, 93,442 spectators, the highest recorded crowd for a cricket match at MCG, the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Okay, coming back to the scorecard where Australia batted first and scored 152 as they lost their first wicket at 27 in the 7th over, and Travis Head was the first man to go, scoring 12 runs, and he was clean bowled by Gus Atkinson. The second wicket, 4 runs later, they lost Jake Weatherall, who scored 10 runs of 23 balls, caught by Jimmy Smith of Tongate, and the third at 34, 3 runs later, they lost runs machine Marnus Labuschagne again on the bowling of Tongate, caught by Root, and he made 6 runs. Fourth to go was Stephen Smith, their standing captain, could only score 9 and was clean bowled by Josh Tongate. So the first 4 wickets were taken by Josh Tongate. The fifth wicket at 89, Usman Khwaja, was dismissed by Gus Atkinson, caught by Stephen Smith, and he made 29 runs. The sixth wicket at 91, Alex Carey, the wicketkeeper batsman, was out after scoring 20, caught by Crawley of the Stoke, while the seventh at 143. Yes, 52 runs partnership took Australia from 91 for 6 to 7 for 143, and Cameron Green was the unlucky batsman, run out by Cast, made 17 runs, and the 8th wicket at 152. Mitchell Starc in the 45th over was out, scoring only 1 run. The 9th at 152, the 10th at 152. So last 3 wickets on the same total, which is 152, where Australia lost 3 quick wickets and their inning folded quickly and were all out 152. For England, Gus Atkinson 2 for 28, Braden Cast 1 for 42, and Josh Tongate 5 for 45 and 1 for 25 for Ben Stokes. In reply, England could only bat for 29.5 overs as they were bundled out for 110, as only 41 by Harry Brooks and 28 by Gus Atkinson. No other batsman could resist or could face Australia's bowling attack, as they lost their first wicket, Van Dijk, and he was caught by Nasser of the Start, and he could only score 2 runs. The second wicket at 8, Jacob Battle, the one-on batsman who replaced Oli Pope, could only score 1 run. The third wicket at 8. So back-to-back 2 wickets as Zach Crawley also departed after scoring 5 runs of the bowling of Mitchell Starc. The fourth at 16, Joe Root, the most experienced batsman, was out without scoring. He faced 15 deliveries, caught by carry of Nasser. The fifth wicket, Harry Brooks, in the 17th over, and he was criticized by Jeffrey Bycott to playing too many shots and not applying himself, scoring only 41 of 34 balls. He hit 2 fours and 2 sixes, but he was critically analyzed by the former England great. The 7th wicket at 77, Will Jacks departs, scoring 5. The 8th at 83, Ben Stokes. The 9th at 91, Brighton Cast. And the 10th and final at 110, Gus Atkinson was the last man to go, scoring 28 runs. For Australia, Mitchell Starc 6 overs, 23 runs and 2 wickets. Michael Nasser 10 overs, 45 runs and 4 wickets. Scott Boland 9 overs, 1 minute, 30 runs and 3 wickets. And then 4 overs by Jai Richardson, 8 runs he conceded, and Cameron Green also bowled 0.5 balls and taking the final wicket as well. For Australia in the second inning were asked to face 1 over, and they sent Scott Boland to open the inning with Travis Head, and Scott Boland faced all the 6 deliveries, hitting 1-4 and remained unbeaten on 4, as Australia are 4 without loss, taking a 46-run first inning lead so far. So Australia practically are 46 without loss, day 1 at the 4th cricket test match at Melbourne. So a very good chance of Australia to making it 4-0. Let's see how the game unfolded on day 2. We wish both teams best of luck, and on this too, we come to the end of our show. Till the next program, it's goodbye from the Sports